Blender's Asset Browser TLDR version. First, you need to know where your preference, file path, user library, the path right here where your library is saved. Make sure you know where that is because that's where we're going to be putting the entire library. Select everything you want to add, right click, go mark as asset. Now, this is not in your library just yet. If you press Shift F1 twice, that opens up the browser. You see that this is the current file, not your user library. To add it to the user library, you need to go File, Save As, and save it. You've guessed it, to your user library. So Blender assets right here, gears saved. You see now it's shown up in my user library. So if I go File, New File, General, and I bring up that asset browser once again right here, and I drop this down to my user library, there it is. Now make sure that you set this to just append unless you want to do some fancy things that I'll cover once I cover this in more detail next. Let's talk about Blender 3.0's asset browser for precision modeling. First, this is the wiki page. I'm only going to be covering the objects, not the materials, poses, and worlds, but it's pretty much exactly the same. You just need to right click on a material or a pose or a world, and then you assign it as an asset. It's exactly the same workflow. So let's take a look at the file that we'll be working with. So I have a file right here with a whole bunch of lovely gears, all made with my new add-on Precision Gears, linked down in the description, and I want these all to be available in any Blender file really quickly and easily. That is the whole idea of sort of the asset browser in general. You can sort of think of it as a parts library if you want, especially for precision modeling. So let's understand where exactly this library gets saved first. So we're going to go over to Edit and Preferences, and in File Paths, you're going to see User Library. And this is the one that Blender makes automatically for you. And it didn't have these folders for me. So the Blender and assets, I didn't have that in my document. So I had to make sure that I created that before I did the instructions that I'm showing you here. So from there, let's open up another little window right there. And then we're going to go to this drop down. We're going to go to Asset Browser and just look that it's Shift 1 twice. And that takes you to that asset browser. And you'll see that it's completely empty. So let's put all of this in there. You don't drag it in, you just select it all, and in the outliner you go right click and mark as asset. So then that populates that all in there, and lo and behold, they're now all assets. But keep in mind, this is right this minute in this current file, not in the user library. If we want it in the user library, we need to save this entire Blender file into our user library, because we have just created this asset browser and we've got to add it to our library. So to do so, we're going to go File, Save As, we're going to go over to our Documents, Blender, Assets, and right here I already have one, so I'm going to hit that as Save right there. I've overwritten it, and now when I go over to my user library, you'll see that I have all my gears there. Fantastic. So let's open up a new Blender file just to show you that. So a new blend file right here. I'm going to open this off to one side, Shift F1 twice. This opens up the asset browser, and then we can drop this down to our user library, and they're all right there. Now, I'm not going to show you how to add things into the scene just yet because it gets a little bit complicated at that point, and I want to cover some few other things first. So let's first organize this mess because I have a whole bunch of gears and this is not at all organized, and this is just in the all section. So it doesn't matter where you do this. You can do this in the user library or you can do it in the current file. I'll carry it all in the current file to start with. So we'll create a new catalog by clicking this plus button right here, and I'm going to call this gears. Now inside of my gears catalog, I want another catalog for my rake gears, my spur gears, my internal gears, and so on. So I will just click another plus on the gears one. Here it is. So I'm going to start here with my spur gear, and you got it. I'm going to just carry on adding the rest. Just be aware that if you create another one, for instance, outside here, and I were to call this the rake gear, I can just drag and drop that into the gears itself, and that's it inside of there. So I'm going to add all the names now. And with those now all added, I can go to my unassigned folder right here. So now that all of these are unassigned, I can just select all the ones that I want. So I'm going to select all of these right there. I'm going to put those inside of my bevel. I'm going to grab all of these. I'm just going to drag them over to my internal, grab these, put them to my rake, and so on and so forth. So let's just do all that nice and quick here. Put that into my worm. And that there, we'll put that to special. But keep an eye. Right this minute, there's a whole bunch of stars here. That means that this is not actually saved. Now we can save it by clicking this right here. That saves this. And also for good measure, I like to just save the entire file itself back in that location of Blender Assets Gears. Okay, now with that all saved, let's go back to that new file that we made. So keep an eye here that, as you can see in our user library, this is not updated, and whenever we refresh it, it doesn't work either, which is a little bit of a pain. So we have to save this file and reopen it. So I'm going to go File, Save As. I'm going to put this on my desktop. I'm going to call this Test, and we'll hit Save. We will close this down now. We will open Blender back up, and we will open up the test file now. Okay, now that we have the test file open, you can see we have our categories all nice in place here. Remember that this is a filtering system, so the first one is going to show you all of it, and then from there it filters down into it. Okay, brilliant. Now before we start placing things in, what happens if you have another folder? Well, let's go and do exactly that. I have another file here that has a whole bunch of bearings. Now we already know how to save this. I'm just going to select all of this, right click, I'm going to mark as an asset. I'll quickly open up the asset browser right now, and we are here. I'm going to create a new catalog, and this catalog, I'll call it bearings. And all these unassigned ones I'll put into bearings. And now we know that this is not saved in the right location. So File, Save As. We're going to go to our Documents, Blender, Assets, and right inside of here, our ball bearings file, we're saving that in there. And as you can see, it's automatically gone and given us all of this here. So if we go to our user library, you can see that we'll be able to see all the gears in there, and we'll be able to see all the bearings. And when we go to all, they're all going to be there. So I'll close this up now because we no longer need this. Actually, we might need this. I think I'm going to use this file as the example for placing things, because things get a little bit more complicated in a moment. But just be aware that here in our other file, this is our test file. When we refresh, it will bring it in. It's just a weird thing that sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I don't quite understand why, but just be aware that that is the case. So let's start bringing things in. We're inside of our test file right this minute. Now, I'm sure you've seen it. It's just a sort of a click and drag it in. But there is this lovely menu here. Link, append, reuse data. So let's start with append and reuse data, because those are the simplest to understand, really. So we're going to go over to append. We're going to bring in one of this, and we'll bring in another one with append, and then we're going to go to reuse data, and we'll bring in one here, and we'll bring in one here. Now, what on earth is going on? Well, this one has been appended, and this is appended reused. So when I go into edit mode here, you'll see that this one is its own object. However, this one, it's now part of these. This is because it was appended with reuse data. Well, the one before it was. So if I carried on adding just appended, all of these will be independent to what's going on here. So this one will be independent, this one will be independent, that one will be independent. However, because of the way that this append reuse data works, the first one that gets added in, it's going to be linked to that data name right there. Now, this is very similar to linked duplicates. So if we were to do the same with here, if we go Alt-D to create a linked duplicate, and then we do our nice edit mode, you'll see that we go into there. Remember that if you want to remove that, it's just a simple thing of going over here and making that its own entity, its single copy user. And you can always do that for everything in the scene by just pressing the space bar and search make single copy user data right there. And you just make sure that you set this to all objects, and then all of these will be their own little things, and you don't have to worry about it. Okay, now that there is the appending, what on earth is link? So this is where things get a little bit more interesting. If we drag this in here, it snaps to a position. You don't get that little box telling you where you put it down. If we put all of these in, I'm sure you'll realize very quickly what's going on. This is the exact same layout as they were in the original file. Now, with that now in place here, I'm going to save this test file. I'm going to go back to the bearing file, and this is the one that's inside of assets. So I'm going to select, I don't know, this one right here. I'm going to say that I wanted to do some crazy change to it, like so. And now with that change now done, I'm going to save this file. Now remember that this is the asset file, so File, Save. And I just want to quickly point out that this doesn't quite work in the way that you might expect. It doesn't update the image that's shown here of that file, which is a real pain because technically this is still linked up and that's how it's going to turn out. So now when we go back to our test file here and we do a nice little refresh of the library, nothing changes. But if we close this file and we open the file back up, you will see that it gets completely edited up. So this is how it can work as a parts library. Now, of course, right this minute, this is a link, and as a link, there's a little extra thing that you can't do. You can't move this in any way. So if you want to move this, what you have to do is a linked duplicate of the linked file. So you can then array this wherever it is that you want to put it, all over the files, all over the place, do whatever it is you want to it. So then you know that when you save this file and you go back to the original bearing file, you can just edit this in some crazy manner. So let's do some crazy, I don't know, let's say this is the newest style going on here. We'll save this right there. We will save this file as well, which it is. We will then open recent test blend, and you will see that right here, this is now being edited up. And that there is basically the asset browser in a nutshell. Just be aware that it can be extremely powerful to be able to link these up and be able to append and bring anything in. And all of these, when you do it just via the append, you're perfectly fine. They're just going to be objects in their own rights. It's just when you do append reuse data, because this was the last one placed down, when you bring this in, it is copying that data. So these will now turn into linked duplicates, which means that if you edit one of them, you're editing both of them. Just be aware of that. Lastly, I have some really exciting news. I've just launched MakerTales Academy. If you haven't heard about it, it's basically where I'm going to be sharing a whole bunch of paid courses that basically just get to the good stuff. Right this minute, there is how to use Blender for 3D printing, which is basically my free course except with projects. And even if you know Blender, you're going to learn how to apply the technical techniques that I've shown throughout my entire free course. A huge thank you to my patrons as well. Without you guys, I wouldn't have been able to make MakerTales as it is right this minute. And if you're enjoying what I'm making here and you think I'm worthy of your support, I would love to see you there too. And don't forget that we have a Discord that's linked down in the description as well. Thank you for watching, keep making, and let the quest continue.